Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today we will be, of course, reading out of the old King James Bible as usual. And today we'll be going over a few scriptures concerning the title, When the Needy Asked of Thee, Give It Unto Him. When the needy asked of thee, give it unto him. Okay? Now, I'm going to share these scriptures with you right quick. You can jot them down if you like, or take a screenshot. But yeah, Lord told us, he had it written that, hey, the poor is going to always be in the land. They're going to always be among us. Okay. And he told us, he said, hey, if they come to you and ask you for something, you know, don't don't cringe, don't start questioning them what they gonna do with it. I mean, it's none of our business. What they do with it, that's their own business. Okay. Because the Lord know your heart. I mean, even if sometimes they ask you and you don't have it, you know, the Lord say, he look into the heart. He can read your mind. You thinking to yourself, man, I don't have anything. Man, if I had something, I sure give it to him. But hey, the Lord know what you're thinking. And some people say, "Oh shoot, I ain't got nothing. I ain't gonna give him nothing no way." Can't be that way. Lord said, if he asks, if he give it to him. Don't even worry about what they're gonna use it for. Okay, so even myself, sometimes I used to question people. Well, what you need this for, and all this kind of stuff. Now that's none of my business. Just simply give it to him. And the Lord said, "Oh, open your hand wide." Hey, if you got it, give it to them. All right, don't worry about it. Let me tell you something. You do that, what people don't realize is when you give somebody something like that, that they asked of thee, hey, the Lord's had it written. He said He's gonna give it back to you. He'll repay you. Even if it's at the resurrection, man. If you receive that crown of eternal life, hey, what greater payment is that? Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna stop sharing these and we're going to go over these scriptures right quick here so we get a little bit of understanding how the Lord feel about us, helping the needy. All right. But we're going to start this in Deuteronomy, the 15th chapter. We're going to start reading at verse 7, and it reads, If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren, within any of thy gates in thy land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, don't harden your mind, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. Okay. And the Lord was talking to Israel right here, back when he was in the land. But now we're in a strange land. But however, same thing persists. Okay. If your brother asked of you, don't harden your heart, you know, give it to him. Verse 8, but thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him. Okay. Open your hand wide. If you got it, give it to him. And, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need and that which he wanteth. All right. Verse 10, thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved. Don't be thinking in yourself, oh man, I really want to get this guy that. Man, I can use this money for something else. No, don't grieve in your heart. Okay. When thou givest unto him, because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee. See that? In all thy works and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto. Okay, so you you lend to this guy, or give it to him, Lord, he'll bless you. Okay, because we're gonna find out why he would do this. Okay, let's run over here to Matthew's right quick. Let's go to Matthew's, the 5th chapter. Take a quick look at something here. Lord had written, let me see, Matthew's 5, and gonna read verse 42. And it reads, Give to him that asks thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thou away. Guy asks you for something, don't turn away and keep going. Help the guy. And we're gonna show an example where some guys, man, guy was in very, very serious need. Guy just looked at him, kept right on going. Okay, let's go take a look at that right quick. Let's go to Matthew's, Go to Matthew's 25th chapter. Take a quick look at that. I'm going to Matthew's 25. I'm going to start reading at, let's see, verse 31. Okay. And it reads, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and that's Jesus, okay, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And where's that going to be? In Jerusalem, okay? And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a sheep divideth his sheep from the goats. Okay, he gonna set the sheep on his right hand, the goats on his left hand, those that did good on the left, on the right, and those that did evil on the left. Okay, verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Verse 34. Then shall the king say, King Jesus, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Okay, and that's what we all scribe to hear the Lord say. Okay, verse 35. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. This is Jesus talking here. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him. The righteous people, they're going to say, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? Is when do we do this? Verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. You see that? Do it to your brother, you have done it to the Lord, okay? Because we all are a part of God's creation, okay? All right? Now, I wasn't going to put this in them. I'm going to read this anyway. This is verse 41. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, unto everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. You see that? Because when he actually went on to ask that, tell them that, hey, when I was hungry and thirsty and everything, you didn't give me nothing. You didn't do it to your brother, and you didn't do it to me. So keep those things in mind. Okay. Now let's go to Luke right quick. Then we're gonna show you about this this good guy, man. He was a Samaritan. Okay. But let's go to Luke. Let's go to Luke right quick. Going to Luke, the 10th chapter. Take a quick look at this here. Going to Luke 10. And we'll start reading at verse, let's see, verse 30. Okay. Luke 10 and 30. And it reads, And Jesus answered, said, A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho. Yeah, this is the one I was telling you about, the Samaritan. Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. So these guys, man, they robbed the guy, man, beat him up, man, and left him for dead. Okay, this guy was laying there, man, in pain, needed help. Okay, verse 31. And by chance, there came down a certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side and just came by, looked at him, kept right on going. Wouldn't even help the guy. And verse 32, and likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. He came, he stopped, he looked at him, saw the man was in need, but just kept right on going. But a certain Samaritan, now the Samaritans, they didn't have no dealings with the Jews, okay? But this is a Samaritan here, but a Samaritan, excuse me, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him. But this guy came, man, of another nation and said, looked at him and he said, man, God had compassion on him. Let's see what he did. And when he took and went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and put him on his own beast. He's walking, okay, and brought him to an inn and took care of him. Ain't that something? He took him to this inn in the nearest town, and and he took care of him. Verse 35. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host, the guy that was held over the inn, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. You see that? And that man showed some compassion for this guy, man. Helped him, picked him up, put him on his own beast, took him to the inn, saw after him that night, and then the next day he told him when he had to leave, he told the host of the inn, he said, Look, I'm gonna give you this. He gave him a couple of pence, and he said, Look, take care of this guy. And if you have to spend any of your own money on him, when I come back, you let me know and I'll give it back to you. You see that? Now that's showing compassion, okay? But let's move on. Verse 36. Which now of these three thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? What the Lord say? Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. So that Samaritan, he was a neighbor because he helped this guy. Okay. And he said, He that showed mercy on him, then said Jesus unto them, Go and do thou likewise. Okay. So he told us, hey, do likewise, man. Do that same thing. You see somebody in need like that, person hurting, help them. Okay. But let's move on. Now let's go back to Matthew's right quick. I'll show you something here. Go back to Matthew's, where we going? Matthew's 22. Matthew's 22, and we're going to start reading at verse, let's see, 36. And it reads, these some Pharisees, man, they're trying to trick the Lord. And this here was a lawyer, okay? Let's see what transpired here. Verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? What law is he talking? He's talking about the royal law, the commandments, okay? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, okay? And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Ain't that something? Love thy neighbor as thyself. You love your neighbor, you're going to help him. You love him, you won't do him any harm. Okay? But let's move on. Let's go over here to Proverbs right quick. Take a quick look at something here. We're going to Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21. And I'm going to read verse 2. Okay? Every way of a man is right in his own eyes. Everybody got these little idols in their head, and they think that they are right and everybody else is wrong. But this is the thing. Look, but the Lord pondereth the heart. He made us. He created us. He know everything about us. He can read our minds. He know what we're thinking. Somebody asks you for something, and you know if you saying, oh, if you got it, and you saying to yourself, no, I'm getting this cat nothing, you know? And he know if you don't have it, and the guy asks of you, and you saying in your heart, man, I wish I had something, I sure give it to him. Lord, no. He pondered the heart, okay? He talking about the heart, he talking about your mind, okay? Now, let's go to Psalms right quick. Let's go to Psalms 112, and I'll start reading at verse 1, and it reads, Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord, that delighteth greatly in his commandments. You fear the Lord told you fear him and keep his commandments, okay? Blessed is the man that do that. Verse 2, his seed shall be mighty upon earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endureth forever. For unto the upright there arises light in the darkness. He is gracious and full of compassion and righteous. Verse 5, a good man showeth favor and lendeth. He will guide his affairs with discretion. A good man will show favor to his neighbor, and he will lend. 'Cause I'm telling you, people don't understand. When you give something to somebody, what you doing? You are lending it to the Lord, and he will repay you. Okay? But let's move on. Let's go back to Proverbs right quick. Going to Proverbs 19. Take a quick look at this. Proverbs 19. And we'll start reading at verse 16. And it reads, he that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despises his ways shall die. Verse 17. He that has pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord. Okay, you see what I'm saying? You got pity upon the poor, you are lending to the Lord. And that which he has given will he pay him again. Told you, the Lord will repay you. Okay, even if it's that crown of eternal life. Okay, and what greater payment is that? Okay, but think on these scriptures and this food for thought throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.